Hi guys, we are at the last part of chapter 9 where in this video session we're going to discuss 3 more subtopics which are control transfer, group loss relief, and the last one is mergers and acquisition. So first let's look at control transfer. Referring to slide number 43, in order to prevent related party to claim excessive capital allowance through non-arm's length sales, government has laid down special provision in the Act known as control transfer provision. So this one cerita dia ataupun isu dia bila ada parties yang related to each other, dia main transfer asset. Okay, so bila you transfer asset kepada related parties, then you kata you tak dispose the asset sebab you transfer sesama sendiri kan, and then you still kata you nak claim capital allowance sebab you tak dispose the asset. So benda ni menjadi isu yang menyebabkan government prepare special provision yang berkaitan, nama dia control transfer provision. And these provisions also apply where a person has more than one business source and transfers a qualifying asset from one business to another business source. So dia mungkin seorang je, dia tak transfer dekat related parties, tapi dia transfer asset daripada business 1 kepada business 2. So this kind of situation also applicable dengan control transfer provision. So here the Act define control when a person owns more than 50% shares of a company or exercise significant influence on the conduct of the company. So kalau you ada shareholding lebih daripada 50% dalam sesebuah company, you are said to have control over that company, dan you punya apa-apa keputusan yang you buat akan bagi significant influence on the conduct of the company. Selain daripada ada holding of more than 50% tadi tu, ada beberapa lagi situation yang akan ditreat sebagai control transfer situation yang dia nak kena follow control transfer provision. First one, when the acquirer of the asset is a person over whom the disposer of the asset has control. So orang yang acquirer A yang beli asset tu dan disposer is B yang dispose the asset. So B tu dia ada control over A. So kalau B dispose asset kepada A, that transaction dah jadi control transfer situation. Second one, the disposer of the asset is a person over whom the acquirer of the asset has control. So masih lagi guna example yang sama, the acquirer of the asset, let's say A, and the disposer is B. Sekarang B dispose ataupun jual asset, transfer asset kepada A. B tu yang jual tu dikontrol oleh the acquirer A. Tu pun jadi control transfer situation. The third situation here, we have some other person has control over the acquirer and the disposer of the asset. So kita ada acquirer, orang yang terima asset A, the disposer, orang yang transfer the asset B. A dengan B ni dikontrol pula oleh C. So that transaction is considered as control transfer. 4. The acquisition is affected in consequences of a scheme of reconstructions or amalgamations of companies. So kalau the transfer tu dia adalah kesan or effect because of the reconstruction or reorganizations of a company. So company tu being restructured yang menyebabkan dia nak kena transfer the asset daripada business 1 kepada business 2 because of the restructuring. That one is also considered as control transfer. And the last situation here we have the disposal is affected by way of a settlement or gift or by devolutions of the property in the asset on death. So dia dapat transfer of asset tu sebab orang bagi hadiah ataupun because of the pembahagian harta pusaka kan, devolutions of the property because of death. So 5 example yang ada dalam slide ni dikira sebagai control transfer situation. So apa yang berlaku kalau kita buat control transfer ni? Apakah tax implication when we have control transfer situation? So dia punya implication is the asset would be deemed to have been transferred at the tax return down value or the RE, residual expenditure of the transferor. Okay, kalau before this kita belajar kalau company nak dispose asset pada tahun year of disposal tu dia dah tak boleh nak claim capital allowance. Kita akan compare RE dengan sales proceed. So untuk control transfer kita still akan compare RE dengan sales proceed. But sales proceed dia tu kita tak akan ambil berapa nilai yang kita jual. Kita akan terus ambil the RE of the transferor. So bila RE compare dengan RE juga kan, sebab diguna RE sebagai dia punya sales proceed, no balancing charge or balancing allowance would arise on the transferor. Jadinya tak ada BC or tak ada BA. Tu bagi pihak C yang pindahkan lah, orang yang bagi tadi tu, transferor. On the other hand, the transferee is entitled to claim annual allowance based on the original acquisition price but restricted to the residual value of the asset transferred. So, orang yang terima the asset, the transferee, masih boleh continue to claim annual allowance based on the original acquisition price. Okay, dia tengoklah berapa yang dia bayar, bukannya RE tadi tu, but restricted to the RE of the asset transfer. So, let's say RE dia 50,000, tapi transferee ni bayar 60,000. Dia nak claim capital allowance, dia kena ambil up to 50,000 sahaja, the QCE, qualifying capital expenditure, sebab restricted to residual value. Kalau kita bagi contoh lain, dia transferee bayar sebagai sales proceed 30,000 and then the RE is 40,000, lebih besar daripada sales proceed. So transferee boleh claim annual allowance based on tadilah 30,000, berapa original acquisition price. So looking at the tax implication, control transfer ni hanya akan bagi benefit kepada disposer sahaja. Sebabnya bila dia dispose asset sesama dia, there would be no BC or BA. Tak ada balancing adjustment kan. So dia hanya menguntungkan disposer and not the acquirer. Acquirer, orang yang terima tu boleh continue to claim CA tapi sikit dah lah sebab kita akan restrictkan kepada residual value of the asset transferred. Here we have a guided illustration 6 where in this question it's actually combined two subtopics. The first part is about the disposal of non-current asset, and the second part of this illustration we are going to the question asks you about control transfer situation. So I have provided the suggested solution for both parts of the question. You can have a look at it, and if you have anything that need me to clarify further, feel free to ask. Next subtopic is about group relief. Yang ni kita nak tengok tax implication kalau ada few companies within the same group dan ada some of the company yang having losses while the others ada income. So yang ni nak tengok boleh tak dia nak transfer the loss sesama company within the same group. Starting from year of assessment 2009, 70% of the current year business loss of a surrendering company can be surrendered to its related companies within the same group. So to put it into illustration, let's say kita ada company A. Company A ni dia ada loss dan dia dibenarkan untuk transfer the loss to company B. Company yang nak transfer the loss, we name it as a surrendering company, while company yang nak terima the losses tu, kita namakan dia sebagai claimant. Both company kena within the same group dan dia tak boleh transfer all the losses, only limited to 70% sahaja of the current year business loss. So the tax implication is that tax losses of a company may be utilized to set off the aggregate income of another company within the same group. Jadi dia akan menyebabkan tax payable for the company as a whole, as a group tu akan reduce lah. Sebab ada company yang ada loss, while company yang ada income, dia boleh utilize the transferred loss. At the end of the day, the chargeable income untuk group secara keseluruhan tu boleh reduce dan group will be end up bayar less tax. Here are the condition for eligibility for group relief group loss relief actually. Okey, ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ada 7 syarat. Syarat yang pertama, both company kenalah resident. Second one, both the claimant and the surrendering company ada paid up capital more than 2.5 million at the beginning of basis period. Third condition, both claimant and surrendering companies must have same accounting period. Kena cukup 12 bulan. Tak boleh kalau claimant ada 12 month accounting period while surrendering tak cukup, baru 10 bulan ataupun less than that. Kena sama. Syarat yang keempat, claimant and surrendering companies are related parties. dia kena related parties sebab within the same group kan. Kalau tak related, dia tak jadi group loss relief pula. Syarat yang seterusnya, both claimant and surrendering companies are not currently enjoying certain incentive. So, dua-dua company yang terlibat tu tak dapat any incentive at the moment yang dia nak transfer the loss. Next condition is the claimant must have aggregate income in that YA. So remember, claimant adalah company yang nak terima the loss. So syarat dia, claimant kena ada income sebab dia nak terima loss daripada surrendering company. So claimant tu yang nak kena make sure dia ada income so that losses transferred tu boleh diutilize daripada income of the claimant. And the last condition is both company must be subjected to tax at full 24%. So kena fulfill ke-7 syarat ini barulah boleh enjoy group loss relief. In the next slide, slides number 51 until 53, I provide to you guided illustration on how do we tackle question with regard to group loss relief. Jawapan semua dah ada. You go through this guided illustration by your own. And macam biasa, if you have anything to ask, please ask so that others might benefit from it also. Now we have come to the last subtopics for chapter 9, which is mergers and acquisition. Here tak banyak pun, ada dalam 3 slides beberapa poin penting berkenaan dengan mergers and acquisition. It's all about theories. So I will let you guys to go through the slide first, baca dan cuba untuk absorb. Dan macam biasa, if you have anything, just ask dekat group WhatsApp ataupun dekat YouFuture so that I boleh respond to your question. And I guess that's all for chapter 9. The coverage is quite a lot. Dan dalam soalan final pun dia akan combinekan beberapa subtopics untuk you jawab dalam satu soalan yang akan ada 20 marks. So, thank you.